Hello everyone, hope you are well on this Wednesday afternoon. Is it time to go gray? I think that's it's a good question, and I'll go more into that and explain what that is. I also have a very good verse passage to share from the book of Isaiah that I believe you will enjoy. But first, I saw this earlier when I was just looking at some stuff online. Target has lost billions, y'all. The market value of Target has declined more than $12 billion in recent days. So, just a little update on that. That's all I'll say about that right now. Share your thoughts. Is it time to go gray? Now, Kathleen is a very frequent viewer, a frequent commenter, has great stuff. We have a lot of good commenters. I mean, almost everybody, I'd say 99.9% of the people who comment on my videos have very good comments. Smart people make great points, okay? Kathleen almost always comments, and she's older, she's wise, and just has a lot of good stuff to say. And she made a comment, well, it was part of her comment in yesterday's video, that said, it's time, we must go gray. She didn't say, is it time? She said, we must go gray. And I tend to agree with that. I've talked about that a little bit here and there, but not in a while. So kind of wanted to go over that again. But Kathleen's comment was basically, she was explaining it. She was saying, it's time to blend in, look like everyone else, not let people think that you may have things or something that they need or want. Look as though you are suffering just as they are. Kind of same as blending in, right? She said, complain about inflation, money problems, just your common gripes if it comes up. Do not buy a ton. This is a good one. Don't buy a ton of preps at one time and in one place. Awesome advice. I totally agree with that. And don't stand, just don't stand out. Don't call attention to yourself. Don't talk about, this is a big one. We don't talk about it enough, but she said, don't talk about prepping to anyone unless you are 100% sure you trust them. Now, we talk about it online, we talk about it in videos and comments and such, but I'm thinking more in terms of your everyday, in-person, real-life experiences, okay? Family, neighbors, that's a big one, co-workers, school, you name it, Sally, the cashier at the grocery store. We have to be super careful, even when you're ordering things online, okay? But going gray, again, don't stand out, don't be noticeable. Sometimes that's hard, isn't it? And I guess depending on where you are too can make a difference. But I believe it's probably past time to go gray. I think we do it at times more than we realize, or that we don't even think about. Like when we were talking about it, or I mentioned it in a video a few days back or about a week ago. We were talking about Walmart and how everybody dresses so down at Walmart. That's putting it nicely. And that I thought it was other people have said it too, that it's a good idea to dress way down when you go to a place like that, or flea market, or wherever, where people are more casual. And if you go in there with a three-piece suit, or you go in there with designer clothing and your Gucci and your, I don't know, I can't think of the name of it, these real expensive purses, you're going to draw attention to yourself really quick, okay? Or your jewelry, a flashy automobile. People are going to notice that. And people have gone so ape nuts here lately that you don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to follow you? Are they going to just approach you? You know, when you go to the store, don't be so, you're stocking up on preps. Watch how you do that. Spread that out if you can around different stores. If you're buying a lot, people may approach you and ask, which blows my mind. I would never do that. You know what I mean? Like, if I know somebody, that's different. But if somebody that I don't know, I'm not going to roll up on them and say, hey, I noticed you're buying several sleeves of canned goods there. What's up? I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm minding my own business. I mean, I rarely even look. I know people pay attention to some people. Well, a lot of people probably look and see what you have in your cart. I don't care what people have in their cart. I'm looking at my cart. I'm looking at my list because I want to get it done and get out of there. Okay. That blows me away. A lot of people tell me about that, and in the comments and emails. I mean, I don't know, people, but other thing. Okay, clothing. Dress down. If it depending on where you are, if you're in a rural area out in the country, you want to dress like these folks. Okay, if you're in a city, dress like them. Okay, when in Rome, they say, the old saying, when in Rome, look like a Roman, or do as the Roman. If something happens, all the neighbors run outside and say, hey, what's going on? Even if you know what's going on, run out and act like you don't know what's going on either. That kind of thing. All right. Personally, when we go to Walmart and we dress down, we still feel like we're overdressed. Okay. In my work, when I go out and I'm looking for somebody and they're homeless or they're, depending on the part of town it is, typically when we go out in the field, I may not even dress this guy. I may dress down more than this because, gotta stand out, right? I may wear a hat, I may not, so just depends on the situation. Jewelry, be careful with jewelry. I don't wear, I wear, like when I go out almost all the time, I wear the little silicone wedding bands or nothing at all, depending on where you are. So jewelry, watch that, watch the expensive and where you're going. Just going to church and back home. Okay. If you're at work, if it's required that you wear really good clothes at work or a meeting, whatever, job interview, and you're going somewhere after that, like more casual or whatever, or running errands even, have a change of clothes. At least shoes. Put on more comfortable shoes you can get around in better, walk or run if you need to. It's a good idea to have a good walking shoe or sneakers in your vehicle anyway, in case you need to get out and go on foot. Okay. Automobiles. Okay, your automobile is your automobile, I know, but if you have one that is more nondescript, older, that doesn't stand out, maybe drive that one to, if you have to go to a rough part of town, or I know where I used to work, it was not the best, it was kind of a sketchy part of town, and I drove the older vehicle almost every time. Okay. Your actions, keep it moving, blend in, don't call attention to yourself. All right. I talked about stores already. Not the time to keep up with the Joneses. At the end of the day, I know I struggle with this, I know too. At the end of the day, people really don't care, for the most part. They don't really care what kind of car you drive. They really don't. They don't really care that you have a designer shirt on. I mean, that may depend on where you're going, but parking your home. If you are able to park inside, park in a garage, wouldn't be a bad idea. And I've thought about this, to get an older car, or if you have an older one, park it outside in your driveway or on the curb, or to make it look like somebody's always home if you're not home. talking about prepping, or even talking about cultural things going on now, or the way you believe, your faith, we have to be careful. Now, faith is a different thing. I'll get into that. But work, if you're at work, or even school, politics, stay away from that. Run from that. Okay, even if the person is like-minded to you, or you think they are, it's probably not worth taking that chance unless you have developed a relationship, you know that person well, and you trust them. Okay, and even then, be careful. Neighbors, oh my, you really got to be careful here. All right, even family. There are people in my family that have no idea about this channel. I don't think I've ever said that, but they have no clue. I don't want them to know. First of all, if they did know, they don't understand it, and it would take me probably a year to explain it, and they would think it's a negative and bad and all that. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I don't want to do it. I just don't. They don't know. They don't know. It's hilarious. I know. But neighbors, so family is kind of the same as neighbors. All right, unless you have a long track record of trust. Okay, you're like-minded. Be careful about that, because they're neighbors. They know where you live. Okay. All right. So let's just be careful about that. Alrighty, I've probably gone on more about that than I should, but that's just some basics of going gray. Going gray is a huge concept. Like I said, we probably do it more than we realize, but I think we need to take more of a conscious effort to do that. And I think it's kind of a self-protection thing, really. It really is. All right, good passage from Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flames shall not consume you." Amen. Amen. God is going to be with you during the trials. He's with you in the good times. He's with you during the trials and the tribulations, always. That doesn't mean you're going to feel the heat. You're going to feel the heat. You're going to get the arrows. However, he will not abandon you. He is trustworthy, always there. Always will be on the throne. Okay? Always with us. Amen. I hope that was helpful. Share your thoughts on this. Let's continue to be aware. Be safe. God bless you. I'll see you soon.